The job losses sweeping through big media companies have triggered debate in Canberra over what can be done to protect the independence of news outlets. Cuts at Fairfax are likely to be followed within days by an announcement from Australia's biggest media organisation, News Limited. But the acting Prime Minister has voiced his concern about billionaire miner Gina Rinehart getting hold of Fairfax, and the Greens are floating the idea of a government-imposed Charter of Independence. From Canberra, Stephen Jedgetts reports.
Politicians and journalists don't always get on.
And the myth-making continues by members of the media and the Labor Party.
And some in Canberra aren't particularly concerned about the future of newspapers.
Whilst there are Senate doorstops and we are willing to front the cameras, I'm sure that there will be plenty of accountability.
But others say they're worried about what will happen when the presses stop rolling and they get fewer tough questions.
Less journalists covering politics and providing a diversity of opinion on politics is clearly, over time, an unhealthy thing for democracy.
Just imagine if you people weren't here, what they'd get away with inside. It'd be out of control. Well, they are getting away with a lot of rubbish inside, but they'd get away with even more.
Fairfax might have come first with the bad news, but News Limited is expected to follow with its own job cuts.
We appreciate the environment that the media industry is in. We've never opposed change. What we want is change that ensures the ongoing delivery of quality editorial content on new platforms.
It's a grim picture, and politicians from the bush are particularly worried regional titles will bear the brunt.
Regional communities deserve to have regional journalists who understand the local issues, giving them local content about their communities.
And while other investors abandon Fairfax shares, mining billionaire Gina Rinehart is gobbling them up, increasing her stake in the company to almost 20% and pushing for up to 3 board positions. But she's reportedly not enthusiastic to sign up to the Charter of Editorial Independence, and her supporters say nor should she.
I think some editorial interference would have made the papers more readable in the past, don't you? You can't be held to ransom by your employees, particularly if it means that you're going to lose money.
What she's not entitled to do is trash the brand for all the other shareholders. She should be aware that that charter is something that the readership of The Age, the Sydney Morning Herald, believe in.
I did raise my concerns about a few Australians with enormous wealth seeking to have a disproportionate say in our public debate, and sadly, what we are now seeing unfold may well be that happening.
In reality, there's very little the government can do to help Fairfax or to stop Gina Rinehart. But the Greens think they may have a solution to preserve editorial independence, imposing a charter on all major publicly listed media companies.
But effectively, we don't want to see proprietors and the management of these big media companies obstructing the work that you all do every day in writing the stories that we rely on effectively to keep this building honest.
Either way, no news is definitely not good news. Stephen Jedgetts, ABC News, Canberra.